Hello, and today we are going to talk about the Magnolia database. This is a free database that offers many resources for public students of Mississippi or any resident who visits a public library. So first, before you are able to get to the Magnolia database, I suggest, since you are a student of our school, that you go to our school's website. Usually at school, we will have it marked as our favorites, but if you are at home and you want to use Magnolia database, you are more than welcome to. So the way that we get to the school's website, first we will type in Gaston Point Elementary School, and then on Google it will show our school as the first result. So you will click on that, and you will know that it is our school because at the top left-hand corner it will say Gaston Point Elementary School K through 5. Once you get to our school, you will then go to For Students, click on Helpful Links, and it says Sills Search. So we will then click on the word Magnolia, which will bring us directly to the Magnolia database. Alright, so if you click on it through our link, you will automatically be brought to K-12 students, elementary K through 4. But if you are doing it a different way and you want to click on K-12 students, or hold your mouse over the K-12 students, then you will want to click on elementary K through 4. If you are 5th grade, don't worry. There are still articles that will be good for you to use as well. As you can see, there are several resources that you can choose from below. Explora, which is what we will be visiting today. Read Kiddo Read, which offers you great resources on books that you might like to read. Great websites for kids, Kids Read, and AR Bookfinder. There's also Explore databases. So it will show you several databases, but first you could choose two ways to view it. View full list, or you can browse alphabetically. And just so you can see how many are available, we're going to choose on full list. It starts with the letter A and goes all the way to Z. And as you can see, it tells you the title of the database, and it gives you a little bit of information. That way you know if you might want to use that. If you are looking up something that deals with history, then you would want to find a database that deals with more history than biology and chemistry. So Academic Search Premier may not be the best database to use. So reading the description really is helpful when choosing your databases. But we are going to go ahead and go back to where we just were by clicking on the back button. And we are going to click on Explore. Yes, we could do our search from here, but I want you to see what it actually looks like when we go to the database. Alright, so we are on Explore, and it looks a little different from our home screen that we were just on. All the articles here are going to be kid-friendly because we did choose K through 4. So all of the articles here will be on the reading level of elementary students, K through 4, maybe a little bit higher for 5th and some 6th grade. So we can choose to search by our subject, like if we want animals, arts and music, biographies, geography, language arts, math, science and health, social studies, and that is it. But today we are just going to put in a search term. And I would like to do the search term for Mississippi wildlife. And then we will click search. Alright, so this was just a basic search. I put two keywords together that I knew I wanted to look up. and I found 3 results. So right here, it will tell you what your results are, 1 to 3, and we are viewing, all 3 of 3. It tells you the title of the article, who wrote the article, the date that this article was published in April 2010. It tells us what volume and what issue the article was in. And it even tells us the page numbers and how many pages in length and if there's color or not. Another important detail about the articles are it tells us our reading level. So it gives us the reading level and the Lexile reading level. So if you know your Lexile reading level, great. If not, ask your teacher and she should be able to help you with that. But if you do not know your Lexile reading level, you can click on the number and it will tell you what the Lexile reading levels are and about what age range. So this Lexile reading level is 910. See right here it says 910. So we can go to the chart and we can see that our current is probably between 645 to 845. That's if we are 4th through 5th grader. And we might be stretching a little bit, but we could probably still manage at 740 to 1010 Lexile. So if you're a 4th or 5th grader, this would probably be a good article for you to read, but it may be a little bit on the difficult side for some of you, which is okay. So if we go down to the next line, it gives us just a little blurb, just a little bit, about what the article, and it says this article offers information about the Mississippi River, which is the 2nd longest river in the U.S. It is stated that the river increased travel efficiency and fueled new industries. Now, we were looking for Mississippi wildlife, and while I'm sure that we do find out some information about Mississippi wildlife, this article is mostly going to be about the Mississippi River, and this article would not be something that we would want to use because we are really wanting to know about the wildlife much more than just what lives around the river. So we're going to keep going until we find an article that we think is going to work. Our next article is Wildlife in Mississippi. Well, perfect. The 2 terms that we searched are in the title of the article. This article was from Monkey Shines on America. It was published in June 2001, so this is a bit of an older magazine, older article, which is okay for what we're doing, but usually you want to keep it within 10 years. And it was doesn't have the issue, but it was only 2 pages long, and again, the reading level is 970. It gives us a little bit of a synopsis or a blurb about what it's going to be about. And it does say that the article focuses on the wildlife in Mississippi. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to click on this article. And I like to click up here on the title because usually you get a little bit more information before we download the full text. Alright, so this is our full text. And as you can see, we still have our search bar. We still have our where we can go back to our results list. We can also refine our search from here. And we can go and navigate to the previous result, or we can go directly to the next result. And for some people, if they need to translate the article, it does give us options to translate in different languages. So here's our full text. It's not very long, and most of the articles that you find for your age level will not be very long at all. Now, if I was your classroom teacher, I could add this to your Google Class, or I believe you can actually add it to your Google Class, but since you do have a Google Drive account, you can add it to your Google Drive folder. You can print it, you can save it, you can cite the source, and this is what we're going to first look at, is citing our resource. Because if we do not cite our resources and we use information from this resource, then we have to cite where we got our information from. We have to give credit where credit is due. So we are going to cite the source. And to do that, click on Cite, and then to the left it will pop up citation format. So then you will want to find the format that your teacher requires. Most teachers require MLA, but when you get off to older schools like middle school, high school, and even college, you may have to use a different format such as APA or the Chicago Turbine. I am most familiar with APA. So this is what it should look like at the end of your paper. So if you're writing a paper, you need to cite your source. This is what it would look like for APA format. And just so you can look and see the difference between MLA and APA, I'm going to scroll down. And there's not much of a difference, but there is some. So that's how we cite our source. We put it at the end of the paper, and you must also include in-text notations, and your teacher can better help you with that because I do not have a way to show you on this format. So after we have reviewed and read over our article, if we like it, definitely print it. Also make sure you get the citation so that you can know that that is who, get the citation as well so that you can make sure that you have the proper information and it's already done for you. Alright, if we wanted to do a new search, we can easily click on New Search. And it would basically start us over. So say we're not sure that we want to look up Mississippi wildlife, but we do know that we have to go and do something on social studies. We're going to click on social studies and let's just see what it offers. So if our teacher said pick something in social studies, I don't care what it is, this is a good place to start because it gives you ideas as to what you could do. And since this picture just looks kind of interesting, let's go ahead and click on golf. And just like that, you get a ton of results. You get 381 results. So what we would want to do is to narrow our search. We're still not sure exactly what we're looking up, but over here to the left, you can see where it says Refine Results. And we can limit our search. So we will like to limit our search. 1992 is really too old. That's too far away. So we can either slide it back and forth or we could just type in the date. I personally like to slide it just because I think it's better. And if we wanted to make sure that we're no more than 10 years apart, we could do 2008. So now it's going to update and it's going to show us all the articles or anything else from 2008 to current 2018. And as you can see, we narrowed our search by half. So if we want, we can scroll down and we can change some more limits. So there's 104 magazine articles, 1 review, 1 book, and 12 encyclopedias. If your teacher says you can only use an encyclopedia, then this is simple. You just click on this box and it's going to update and show us the 12 encyclopedia articles. Alright, once we view our 12 articles, you definitely would want to review to make sure that you can find some good information. That will be all for today. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. You can email me or ask me when you come to the library next. Have a wonderful day.